Ladies and gentlemen, a very big welcome to our special Japan 2022 and 2023 launch party. It's intriguing, captivating, diverse and the most culturally rich country on the planet. Japan tops the chart as the #1 country to visit on every bucket list, at least once if not several times. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Andy, Head of Global PR here at Wendy Wu Tours, and wow, let me tell you, I'm super excited about today's show and what we've got in store for you. Coming up, we'll be finding out what's new in Japan, what are the must-see sites, and plus why this is the perfect time to book your dream holiday to Japan. We'll be packing our cases and flying off for a virtual tour to see the amazing highlights and outstanding immersive experiences that are just waiting for you in Japan. We'll be going off the beaten track to explore the more hidden side of Japan. Plus, we'll be finding out when exactly is the best time to visit Japan. So, are you excited, ladies and gentlemen? Can it get any better? Well, yes it can, because later in the show we'll be revealing some truly amazing Japan travel offers for you. You'll find out more about these offers in our after show party, where you'll also be able to meet our travel experts as well as chat to fellow travellers. And so please stay with us till the end of the show, because you seriously don't want to miss this. Ladies and gentlemen, as the UK's #1 specialist tour operator to Japan, I recently caught up with its founder, Wendy Wu, one of travel's most influential people in the UK, Australia and New Zealand, to find out exactly what Wendy Wu Tours have been doing over the last 18 months. And believe you me, there's been a lot going on.
In the last 18 months, I was invited to BBC many times to give insight to this ever-changing, evolving COVID situation and its impact to the travel industry. It was so good to share my hope, my belief, and our resilience with the media and the audience. Then, in September, we have won 3 prestigious awards at the British Travel Award for the best escorted touring company, and for the best Central Asia touring company, and also for the best Southeast Asia touring company. Unlike many other tour operators have 100,000 people to vote for them, we only send people to iconic and faraway land. And yet we won. And it is quoted, because during the COVID, when the whole world was closing down, our customer still received the warmest hospitality and the best looking after. Plus, they are very safely and comfortably expatriated back home. And that's the reason why we won. And we are very proud of that. And then, in January 2021, we won for the 11th consecutive year the Globus, which is the Oscar of our travel industry, for the best specialist tour operator in the industry. Once again, it is quoted that we develop the most authentic, unique itineraries, which combine with the best experiences, history, culture, and tradition, plus the best personal service. That's why we won. And once again, we are so proud. Because last year, no one can travel, and we have no income. So a lot of travel companies decided to lay low and hibernate. But that's not Wendy Tours. Travel is our passion. Travel is what we love. And travel is what brings you to us and us to you. So our very dedicated, passionate, and talented team worked hard, fine-tune every tour to make it even better, to put in even more experiences. And we also worked very closely with local operator to devise the pioneering COVID protocol, so that once the travel returns and the border opens, you will be able to enjoy the very best holiday. And that's our promise. It is also during that time, because no one can travel, we stayed in contact even closer with our customers. A party like this today, we have done more than 30s. We want to keep the travel dreams thrive and alive. And it is during that time, our customer told us that not only they want to go with us to Asia and the normal iconic place which we take them, they also want to go with us to some new places, such as Middle East. And I did ask them, so many people do Middle East, why do you want us to go with us? They said, because we like the way you do tours. You dig deep, dig out the most authentic experiences. Plus, you really care about the culture and the tradition and the history. And plus, you have the best guide, which have the best personalized service. And we want to do that. That's the reason why they want to travel with us. So therefore, this year, we added, not only we didn't shrink, we didn't hibernate, we added Egypt, Israel, and Jordan into our offering. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, our dear friends, here is our range of brochure. Just behind Andy, that is here. So you can see to Japan, and to China, to Central Asia and the Middle East, and to Southeast Asia, and to South America. So this is brochure, and they are the most exciting, they are the latest with the best tours. So if you have not ordered one, please order one. They are the best work and the best holiday. So that's that. Now, of course, there's something else even more important. That during that time, we also worked extra hard with all the partners and with airlines and even with travel insurance to get you the best deal and the best offering, and which we will tell you all about it, and many of you already enjoy. So that is what we have been busy with. Andy, while as the wheel of travel was hot, ground to a halt, but not at Wendy Tours. We are busy as ever, we are passionate as ever, and our tour will be even better after all this fine-tuning. When Andy, I just can't wait to take everyone there with the best holidays.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, where do you start if it's your first tour to Japan? Or maybe you've been to Japan already but feel you've missed out on some things and haven't quite seen everything that you wanted to see, and you actually want to see lots more. So now we are off to Japan. We are going to show you this breathtaking country and all its amazing highlights.
Hello, my name is Peter Crane. I'm Product Director here at Wendy Tours, and it's my pleasure to welcome you in this cherry blossom season to one of our favourite destinations in the world, Japan. Whether you visit Japan in March or April for the springtime cherry blossom season, or choose to travel in the equally spectacular autumn leaf season in September and October, when Japan's famous ornamental gardens are arguably at their very best, Japan is the destination that apparently has it all, a quite extraordinary history and cultural traditions like no other, exquisite art and exquisite architecture. Sensational food, where every mouthful seems designed to offer up a different taste, and landscapes that are famous the world over, including this site, the iconic and perfectly symmetrical silhouette of Mount Fuji, Japan's highest point and regarded by many as its spiritual heart. So today I'd like to introduce you to the most popular of our 11 escorted group tours in Japan. This is a 17-day tour called Japan Uncovered, which in our view will show you the very best this country has to offer in a 2-week holiday. Starting in Osaka, the tour takes in the cultural highlights of Nara, Miyajima and Kyoto, then heads north to the Japanese Alps, and where we experience the beauty of the rural landscapes of Kanazawa, Takayama and Nagano, before exploring the equally spectacular region around Mount Fuji and ending the tour at Tokyo, a capital city like no other. We travel mainly by coach, following the normal Wendy-Woo policy of allowing 1.5 seats per passenger, and occasionally by bullet train as well, as I'll describe. The tour is escorted by a driver and a national guide, whose job it is to take care of you and all the logistics of the tour, from organising the excursions, the meals, and everything else. The tour is fully inclusive, so you don't have to worry about paying extra for meals, for excursions, or any of the many other activities included in the tour. We start in Osaka, Japan's third largest city, with a reputation for its flamboyance, its fun-loving people, and most of all, for its food. The street food here is out of this world, with local specialities like okonomiyaki, a Japanese-style savory pancake made from shredded cabbage, green onion, and often added pork and other seafood fillings. From Osaka, we visit nearby Nara, the first recognized capital of Japan, with no less than 8 UNESCO-listed historical sites. And also this place, pictured here, Osaka Castle, built in 1583 in a lovely hilltop location overlooking the whole city of Osaka. The following day, we drive west to Himeji Castle. This castle is older still. It dates back to 1333. Of all the castles in Japan, this must be the most impressive for its size and for its beauty. Locally, it's known as the White Heron Castle, and the lines of the architecture, along with its painted white exterior, do make it feel as light as a bird taking off. On a more somber note, we pause at Hiroshima to reflect on the devastation caused by the first atomic bomb in August 1945, but also to admire the way the city has since been rebuilt and now thrives as the leading city in southwestern Japan. From Hiroshima, we visit the nearby island of Miyajima and the lovely Itsukushima Shrine with its very famous floating torii gate. Now, a highlight of any tour to Japan is to travel by bullet train at speeds of up to 320 kilometers an hour or 200 miles per hour. On this tour, we use the bullet train to reach Kyoto, the cultural heart of Japan. Kyoto was the capital city for over 1,000 years and still home to many of Japan's most iconic traditions, such as the custom of the geisha, the wearing of the kimono, and the very precise rituals of the tea ceremony. All of these we'll experience during our time in Kyoto. Kyoto is also home to the highest density of shrines and temples anywhere in Japan. For example, the stunning but minimalist Kinkakuji Temple, also known as the Golden Temple, set in its tranquil gardens and surrounded by water to show off the golden reflections. Perhaps the most spiritually evocative place we visit in Kyoto is the Fushimi Inari Shrine. It's in a beautiful setting with 10,000 vermilion painted torii gates. These gates represent the journey from the everyday world into the spiritual world. Driving north, we come to Kanazawa and visit Kenrokuen. This is one of the so-called three great gardens of Japan. These traditional Japanese gardens are designed very specifically to combine plants, rock, and water to create simple and clean lines for the eye to enjoy, reflecting tranquility and peaceful contemplation. Next, we venture into the Japanese Alps. This is a mountainous belt that stretches right across Japan's main island, Honshu, from east to west. And we drive first to the town of Takayama, pausing along the way to explore this town pictured here, Shirakawagu, with its traditional 300-year-old thatched farmhouses. As you see from the picture, the pitch of the farmhouse roofs is very steep, and this is because this is one of the snowiest regions in the whole of Japan, where normally in a normal winter they'd expect 10 meters of snowfall. We stay nearby at Takayama, a traditional mountain town with many of its Edo period buildings still upright and still intact. And this area here, Takayama, is also famous for its beef. It's said to be the best beef in Japan, possibly in the world. The cattle is reared in the local area in the pristine mountain wet meadows, and for that reason is absolutely delicious. And we'll definitely get a chance to try it. We also visit the nearby 16th century Matsumoto Castle. This is known as the Crow due to its very dark wooden exteriors. Now, this more rural region of Japan is also perfect for getting close to some of Japan's deep-rooted traditions. We visit, for example, a miso house to learn about how to make miso paste, the staple ingredient in Japanese cuisine. We also go to a wasabi farm, pictured here, to learn about how wasabi is produced. Plus, we learn how to make washi paper in the traditional Japanese way, and we visit a samurai house to learn the culture and customs of the samurai. From Nagano, the city that hosted the 1998 Winter Olympics, we make a side trip to visit the Japanese macaques, better known as the snow monkeys, at Yudanaka, bathing in their hot springs. These are the most northern dwelling of all the monkey species in the world, and can only manage in these climates because of the thermal springs. These snow monkeys are famous for their intelligence. They've learned not only how to stay warm in the thermal waters, but also how to wash their food before eating it. And they sometimes even roll snowballs just for fun. From the Japanese Alps, we head south to Mount Fuji, Japan's highest mountain at 3,776 meters. This iconic mountain is intimately connected with so many aspects of Japan's history, its culture, and its identity. We spend a full day in the area with a cable car ride from Hakone and a boat trip on Lake Ashi, both with lovely views of the mountain and the surrounding landscapes. Finally, the tour ends at Tokyo with 2 full days to take in the best of the city. Few other places combine the ultra-modern and the ancient so effortlessly as Tokyo. We visit the 634-meter high Tokyo Skytree, the tallest tower in the world and the second tallest building in the world, with stunning views out across the city in all directions. We also walk over the iconic Shibuya crossing, symbol of modern Tokyo, and where up to 3,000 pedestrians can cross the road simultaneously. But there's time too to visit old Tokyo. For example, the Sensoji Temple, pictured here, which dates right back to the 7th century. This is the oldest and most sacred site in the city. So that brings us to an end of the Japan Uncovered tour. Because the tour is so varied and so comprehensive, it has become our most popular tour to Japan, as I said. Some of the departures in autumn this year and spring next year are already full or close to full. Just to remind you, the tour is 17 days long, it's fully inclusive and costs from £6,690 per person. And as our guests at the show today, you can book on one of our 3 amazing offers, which my colleague John will tell you about in more detail later. So All that remains for me is to say thank you very much for your time today, and goodbye.
Wow, wasn't that amazing? Japan Uncovered, truly inspiring. So ladies and gentlemen, when is the best time to visit Japan? Is it for the fabulous cherry blossom? Or maybe the dazzling autumn colours? Or maybe even, is it for the sumo season? Well, actually, it's all three. Let's take a look. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Japan is vast. There is a lot to see in Japan and a lot to see when you get off the beaten track. So now we're going back to Japan. We're going to discover those hidden gems, those amazing, authentic experiences on our tour, Offbeat Japan.
Thank you, Peter. My name is John. I'm the Global Sales Director at Wendy Wu Tours. What a fantastic tour Japan Uncovered is. A really tour focusing on the main highlights on the island of Honshu. And what a wonderful time to go as well, to see the cherry blossom in Japan. But Japan is popular all year round. In fact, if you have a look at this shot here, taken in autumn, you know, sort of around the October time, you can see why Japan is also very popular during September, October, and November as well. So, Wendy Wu Tours, we haven't become the biggest fully escorted tour operator in Japan just on the basis of having one tour. In fact, we have got 11 tours to Japan, covering from 8 days to 21 days. We also have got 4 tours for solo passengers, anyone that wants to travel on their own as part of a group. But a lot of our single customers or solo customers also choose to travel on our fully escorted tours as well. So you're going to be made very welcome by the rest of the guests, I'm sure, but also by our guide. But we do have 4 specific solo tours for anyone who wanted to join a solo tour. So much to see and do in Japan, and that's why we have created 11 different tours. And what I'd like to do today is just give you a little sense of what some of those other tours covered. So I want to talk about Japan and the scenic south. I want to talk about Japan by rail, which is a longer tour. I want to talk about Offbeat Japan, which is also an immersive tour. And also, for those that have got time, why not visit both China and Japan on the same tour? So let's talk a little bit about Japan and scenic south. Well, as we said earlier, Japan Uncovered focuses on the main island of Honshu. And on this particular tour, 13-day tour, you're going to start off on Kyushu, the island of Kyushu, and by flying into Fukuoka. Now, we've got 1 departure left for 2021, which will be in October, and 2 departures in 2022. So if you want to join this tour, if you like a little bit want to hear about the tour, then you can join the tour on the 1st of April, which will enable you to take advantage of the cherry blossom as well, and also in October 2022. Okay, so 1st of April 22 and October 2022 as well. So what's so special about Fukuoka? Why have we chosen to take you there on Kyushu? Well, first of all, Fukuoka is a cradle of culture. Why is it so? The city faces Korea and China, and because of that, it has become a channel of outside influence, if you like, across the sea. What you expect to see from the store, where you're going to see this wonderful garden here, traditional gardens. You're going to cruise on the Yangawa River. You're going to take in the castle of Kumamoto, which is a 17th century castle. And then you're going to head off and see Mount Aso, ASO, Mount Aso. By the way, this is an active volcano, really stunning scenery, as you can see for yourself. And actually, the volcano has got a circumference of 100 kilometers as well. This area is an area of natural beauty. This is Beppo, by the way, with its natural thermal baths and hot springs as well. Really, really gorgeous. Beg your pardon. And further down, you'll go to the temple of Rurkoji as well, really important in Buddhism too. So if you have a look at the tour, you will see that I've only talked about the southern part of the tour. Peter would have covered areas like Hiroshima, Himeji, Kyoto, Mount Fuji, Hakone, and Tokyo as well. So on all our tours, what we will do outside Japan and covered is we will give you those highlights, those main highlights, those must-sees in Japan, plus, if you like, for those that want to go a little bit further, we will take you a little bit further and show you a different part of Japan. So that's one of our tours. Japan by Rail is also a classical tour. It's a fully inclusive tour. That means that your breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included. All your travel, international and local travel is included in the price, as is your hotel and guiding and everything else. And that's why for 21 days, this is exceptionally good value for money at $8,990 per person. So you're going to be traveling, of course, as you'd expect, by bullet train throughout the country from south to north. And this really follows a bit of a trail that Joanna Lumley did on her tour to Japan, which is very popular. I know the majority of you would have probably seen it. She kind of started in the north up in Hokkaido and traveled all the way south. So what is there to see on this tour? Well, this is Nagasaki. Really, really stunning gardens in Nagasaki as well. And you're going to experience on this tour ancient sort of traditional Japanese culture as well. By the way, we have a departure date of October 2021 on this one, and then also two departure dates on the 28th of March 2022 and also 24th of October 2022. So if you're thinking of next year, and I absolutely would, bearing in mind there is pent-up business, people are desperate to travel. They haven't been to Japan either this year or the year before, not just from the UK, but globally as well, then I would certainly not wait too long if you have made a decision to travel to Japan. And I think Japan is an absolutely must-see for everybody, to be honest with you. So this is the beautiful gardens in Nagasaki. Of course, you've got Hiroshima here, and we will visit Hiroshima, the Peace Memorial as well, where you have an opportunity to pay homage, if you like, to those that died in the Second World War. Island of Himeji, and again, this is a wonderful maple bun, a local maple bun called Momiji Mansu, and you'll have a chance to make these as well. What you see is okonomiyaki, and we promise you that wherever you go in Japan, you will have an opportunity to taste the local traditional food. And as I say, this is the delicious okonomiyaki. It's not difficult to make, by the way. I've had a go at making it myself. I think there's a YouTube video somewhere of me making this. So if I can do it, I'm sure that most of you can as well. And this is an area called Takayama up in the Japanese Alps, really stunning, very different scenery. By the way, Japan is 75% mountainous, right? So that's why the cities are so heavily populated. Tokyo, population of about 37 million. So when you come out of the main cities, the countryside is absolutely stunning, and we will show you that countryside on the store without a question of a doubt. You will have, this is the castle, Matsumo Castle, and you will have an opportunity on the store as well, of course, to see the wonderful Mount Fuji. But you're there for 21 days, so we want you to make the most of your time in Japan. You're going to be making sushi, by the way, and tasting sushi. You're going to be creating your own sort of sake cup and understand why that's important in Japanese culture. Of course, you won't leave without joining and being part of a tea ceremony and some wonderful, kind of beautiful fans that the Japanese make as well. And then the tour finishes here in Sapporo before you fly back home. So you can see a really full-on tour where you will almost feel Japanese, if you like, by the time you leave. And we would hope that you would have learned some of the Japanese language as well, at least some of the phrases, to impress your friends when you get back. Now, Offbeat Japan. Offbeat Japan is one of two of our Go Beyond tours. What is a Go Beyond tour? Well, this is one of my favorite tours, actually, out of our program, because Go Beyond, there's a difference between classical and Go Beyond tours, right? So on a classical tour, the maximum number of customers joining is 24. On an Offbeat Japan tour, it's slightly smaller, it's 18. On a classical tour, everything is included, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. On a Go Beyond tour like this one, you have all your breakfast included, and dinners you got 4 dinners included as well. And what people have said to us is, look, I want to be able to be a bit more flexible, sample some of the sort of more local cuisine, if you like, and have an opportunity to go off potentially, maybe with some of the group, maybe on their own, just to try something else as well. So we enable you to do that on this particular tour. And again, that you can see on this tour that you are going to pick up Tokyo, you are going to go to Mount Fuji, you are going to go to Nagoya, for example, and so on and so forth, yeah? But this tour, for me, very much is about cultural experiences. It's about immersing yourself in the culture that is truly Japan. So yes, you will be, without a question of a doubt, beating some drums, if you like. You know, this is a Shibuya, which is one of the busiest parts of Japan and Tokyo. You're going to have an experience at the robot restaurant. Robot restaurant, not so much about the food really, but very much about the robotic shows that you see when you're there. So this is very much about those unique experiences away from the comfort of your home. However, you're going to be rewarded with wonderful cultural interactions whilst you're there. We are going to go to see Mount Fuji, and we'll walk around the base of Mount Fuji. There are 10 stations in Mount Fuji, 3,776 meters. We're not going to climb to the top, no way, not on this tour anyway. And after that, we're going to head off to see the wonderful snow monkeys up in Yudanaka as well. So this tour really is it's a cultural tour. You're going to go to Takayama, and I think this is where the tour really sort of kicks off, really. So this is Takayama here. You're going to spend the night in a traditional ryokan with onsen facilities. This would be a typical kind of setup, if you like, for dinner. And again, I promise you that wherever you go in Japan, whichever part, if there's a regional dish, you will have the opportunity to taste that dish as well. You're going to do your tea ceremonies. As I say, these are away from the comforts of your home, is what I said earlier, because most of you sleep on a sort of a raised bed rather than this type of sort of a setup, if you like. Most of you, but not necessarily all of you. But you are going to have all the wonderful experiences Japan has to offer. So of course you're going to do the tea ceremonies. Now, again, one of the highlights for me on this tour is a visit to Koyasan. Koyasan is a very spiritual part of Japan, very spiritual area. And you're going to spend a night in a 13th century guest house here. You'll wake up early with the monks and you'll join them for morning prayer, reciting sort of different chants. It really is a magical experience and a spiritual experience as well. And of course, you'll do a walking tour of Koyasan. Expect the food to be vegetarian, by the way. It is in Koyasan. So again, you know, you're going to not only, it's not only about the sights and smells, but the food you're going to have is going to be typical and local to that particular area as well. So the last tour I want to talk about is Ancient Empires of China and Japan. And again, for those with more time, 20 days, this is a classical tour. So the price you see is the price you pay. Look at the value for money there, 6690 per person, from 6690 per person. And you have a chance on the same tour to kick off in China. You visit Beijing, you spend 2 nights to see the Terracotta Warriors, you head down to Guilin, again, stunning scenery, down the River Li. You spend a night in the 2,000-year-old city of Yangzhou, and then you head off to the more modern city of Shanghai, if you like. Still lots of history there, and with a beautiful cruise on the river as well. And then this is where you head off to Japan, and you can see the difference between the two countries. You know, yes, it's Asia, but any Asian country is very unique and very different to each other. So I would absolutely recommend this tour. Of course, there's so much to see in China. I have been so many times, different parts of the Great Wall. I love the Great Wall. I've been, I think, to about 8 or 9 parts of the Great Wall. So much to see. So if you really want to see China in its glory, if you like, then do take a separate tour to China with Wendy Wu Tours, where our own guides, employed, of course, by Wendy Wu, will be able to look after you from start to finish. So I'll finish with the stunning image of the Great Wall of China. It is a wonderful, wonderful country to visit as well. But today we're focused primarily on Japan, and I hope that you will join us on a tour to Japan. We've got plenty of other tours, by the way, to Japan, and I hope that you're able to join us in the party room after this main presentation. And hopefully we will share some more, give you some more details about the offers as well. So there you go, leaving you with some wonderful, stunning images of both China and Japan. And I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Thank you very much. Ohayo, watashi wa John-san. O genki desu? O genki desu ka? Sugoi, sugoi, very good. Now listen, when I heard about these wonderful offers, I thought I'd better dress up because this is amazing. These offers, we have to celebrate them. We've got to celebrate the launch of our Japan brochure. So here is a summary of what is on offer if you book a Wendy Wu tour between now and the 7th of June. So you can take advantage of our free flights to Japan offer worth up to £800. So we will fly you to Japan and back for free, and all you do is pay for the land tour. That is amazing. That's one of the offers. Alternatively, what you can do, if you want to travel in comfort, we will give you a free FRW business class upgrade on the return journey back from Japan. That's worth up to £1,000 per person. Worth £1,000 per person. Amazing. Now listen, we've missed traveling, so some of us might think, you know what, I would like to travel in business class both ways. Why not? Treat yourself, come on. Things are looking up, things are getting better. If you do that, all you pay is £999 per person to travel in business class both ways. Amazing offer. Or if you are a single person traveling on your own and you want to join one of our tours, then we will waiver the single supplement, and that's worth up to £1,890. So if you want to join one of our tours as a single passenger, you won't pay the single supplement. How amazing is that? The other thing you can do, of course, you can join one of our solo tours as a solo passenger, and the tour size is slightly smaller. It's 18, of course, and then you can take advantage of one of the offers that I've just talked about. So join the solo tours, and then you can take advantage of either a free business class upgrade one way or free flights to Japan as well. Or, of course, you can also book the business class both ways. So there you go, 3 wonderful offers. We're not going to stop there, though. Because you've joined us to celebrate at a party today, we will give you an additional offer, and we want you to start the holiday in comfort. So we will pay for your lounge at the airport. So how's that? But you have to book by the 7th of June. So for me, that's it. Sayonara for now. I shall speak to you later, undoubtedly. And do take advantage of these offers. Domo arigato. Tashiarena. Safe journeys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a real privilege to be with you today, and we hope that you've enjoyed your travels around Japan just as much as we have. It has been wonderful to be connected, to see you all and to share with you those amazing Japan travel experiences, and of course, those fantastic party offers. Free flights, free single supplements, free business class upgrade. But remember, these offers are time limited, so please don't delay. So now, yes, we're coming to the best part. It's the party room, where you're going to meet our expert team as well as find out more about all of our Japan tours and of course, those fantastic offers. Plus it's a party, so it's a great opportunity to mingle and meet many like-minded friends who, just like you, simply love traveling. So now you'll see the party room link on your screen. Really easy, just click on the link and you're in. Hey, and because we want to see you, really important here, please do switch on your video. You do this by just clicking the video link in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. And please just mute yourself as well. And when you want to ask a question, just click the unmute button and you can ask away. Remember, at any time you can ask a question by using the Zoom chat facility. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been great. Thank you so much for being with us today, and I look forward to seeing you in the party room. Thank you.